see your hand went rocketing up.
You have to just move the mirror around. It keeps the flashlight on the mirror.
Actually, to move the mirror around. Very good. And Jack, that's not what we're doing now, honey. Would anybody else like to add something that you noticed you had to do? Ben.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
to move the mirror, you can just move the actual light edge with the mug of light.
Oh, okay.
Or moving the flashlight, alignment.
So you say you can move either the flashlight or the mirror. Fair point. Fair point, sir.
You can move the flashlight to move it up a little, and work out going really strong. And then you can use the mirror to move it anywhere.
That's a fine observation, sir. Conrad, yes, sir?
Well, when me and Zachary tried it, and Zachary was holding the mirror, when I was holding the flashlight, you sort of had to trust the person that was holding the mirror, that they would put it in the right position.
So if you both were trying to move it too much, no luck?
Yeah.
Good point. Nice point. Jack?
Can I share 3 things?
Give me your best one. I'll give you a chance to share. Okay, we'll copy those two.
So, me and Jason, instead of your flashlight person getting worried,
Yeah.
instead of having to move left, which is actually your right, the mirror would actually go. If you wanted to go another way, you would go. If you wanted to go a different way, you would go. And if you wanted to go up or down, that's what I said.
Well, pause a second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hearing a lot of other voices, but I can't hear Jack super well over that. And he's been very respectful when you've been speaking, so make sure that you're respectful to him as well. Thank you, Jack. It was a great thing to share. You want to add something else, too?
Yeah, and you can move this up and down, too.
Oh, good. Thank you, sir. And last one from Irish. Your hand was up.
Sadie's.
Yeah.
Or it's a connection to Jack and Sadie's.
Great. I love connections.
You can move it, where the flashlight goes. Or you can do it all the way down. Sometimes it goes to up and you do it down.
Nice points. Thank you, guys. Now, right now, please, I want to see each person make sure they put out their materials as I have asked you to do on several occasions. Not just once, not just twice. Some people who are still holding materials are not showing that you are ready. But, excuse me, these were excellent, excellent, excellent things you shared. And all of them have a lot in common with our law of reflection. Here's what the law of reflection says. It says that when you shine a beam of light in, here's this blue line, let's make that our mirror, okay? When you shine a beam of light into the mirror, it reflects back out the same way it came in.
Wait, it feels like we did this.
But, we did talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because when I asked if you guys remember the law of reflection, people said no. So I'm going to review it for a second more, okay? So what happens? So, Conrad, that was a rude tone. So, if you remember it super well then, what would happen? Show me pointing with your arms or leaning with your bodies. What would happen if I shone a light in like that? What would it come back out? Show me by pointing with your arms or leaning with your bodies. Which way the light would come out. I want to see everybody either pointing or leaning. You can take a guess. It costs nothing to take. Oh, interesting, interesting. We are not in full agreement. Clay, are you raising your hand? What would you like to explain?
It's going to go that way.
Why is that, do you think?
Well, probably it's for the angle of the reflection.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for testing with the demonstration, Clay. That was a great idea. But yeah, our light's going to go back out the opposite angle. Just like if you've ever been bumper bowling, or you've ever even maybe played a game where you have had to I'm going to play the game like pool.
It's not a game.
Or it's a game.
It's billiards.
Or billiards, which is a slightly different game. Or a game like, you know what, even a game like tennis with a bouncing ball.
Or T-ball.
Or a T-ball, sure thing. When you start a ball out at one direction, at one angle, it bounces back off the same angle it comes in. So when we shine a beam of light in at one angle, it bounces back out the same way it comes in. We're going to experiment with that today. On the table in front of you, there are either black or orange lines of tape, and they look kind of like this. They don't make that sound effect. That's what I do. Now, these have a very fancy name, but I can't tell you what they are while I hear voices. I'm waiting a moment. 3, 2, 1. These have a very fancy name, and the fancy name that I just made up for them yesterday are called light mazes.
Light? We made that up? We did the light maze.
Now it's an easy maze, right? This does not look like much of a maze. You're like, I can solve this maze. It takes 15 seconds. It has like one corner and there's no wrong route.
2 corners.
I'm waiting a moment. I'm sorry, I'm hearing too many voices. I'm going to wait until you guys are ready. My voice is not loud enough to talk over you today. 5, you're standing. 4, your head is below the table. 3, 2, we did not do this before. And okay. Now, the very fancy thing called the light maze is actually not a maze for you to do. It's a maze for your flashlight. You're going to work in your full group of 4. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. One person is going to begin with holding your flashlight. Since I can't draw a flashlight, let's put up a light bulb. That's like the best thing I can draw, except for penguins. Anyway, one person will start with your flashlight at one end and shine it. The next person in your group, you cannot hear me when you are speaking, will take a mirror. And you're going to hold that mirror so that the beam of light reflects off of it to the next corner. Guess what the person at the next corner is going to do? Somebody want to raise your hand and take a guess? Ben.
Same thing, so it reflects back at 90 or something degrees.
Fabulous. You're going to hold the mirror too so the light reflects back out.
And 90 degrees.
And the next corner, guess what? You're going to do it again. Your goal is going to be for your light to reach all the way from the start of the maze to the end. In each maze, there are 1, 2, 3 corners. At each table, there should be 1, 2, 3 mirrors. There might even be a 4th just in case.
Yep, there's a 4th.
I would like to see. Excuse me. Here's a divisional labor I'd like to see. One person. People are still holding materials. Thank you so much to Clay's team. You guys are really doing a good job following instructions today. One person at the table will be responsible. Conrad, you can't hear me. Be responsible for holding your flashlight and starting it off. You're going to be the person who decides which angle or how the light comes in. One person will hold the mirror at the first corner. One person will hold the mirror at the second corner. And one person at the third corner. Your goal is to make the beam of light travel the whole length of the mirror. Jack, I should not see the flashlight is on. Now, we're going to try to complete your entire maze. Can you just cheat and start your flashlight here and just go like this? Pew!
No.
You just go right to the end?
No.
Well, I mean, you could, but that would be cheating, right? We don't want that. That would be no challenge. That's just, can you hold the flashlight? Yes.
And aim it.
Yeah.
I can hold a flashlight.
There's no challenge there. You're not doing anything. You're just holding a flashlight. So we don't want that. If your groups successfully complete your maze, before